Hey guys, welcome to our behind the scenes video for Joan. We're going to go through the movie and talk about little things here and there that came up, just to kind of give you a little sneak peek into what it takes to make one of our movies.
Yep, exactly, and it's been out for a little while now. It's actually gotten a fair amount of views. We're like, I think at the time of recording this, we're at about 140,000 views, which is a lot for us. I know it's not a ton by YouTube standards. We've also seen some, comments and stuff. A lot of them being real colorful. Yeah, we'll talk on that, but we'll talk about more about that at the end of the video. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and we'll hit play on here. We're going to be watching without sounds. We have notes because, of course, I'll have the video playing with us kind of like in the corner. I assume it's probably how I'll do it. I don't know. Also, if you notice, if you ever watch our Haunt Talk videos, this is we set up a new little set with lighting and stuff, so we'll be using this for more videos and for that from now on for people that watch that series. If you don't, you should start. But with that being said, we have our popcorn. You should get your popcorn, sit down, and get ready for a little behind the scenes. Also, if you haven't seen the movie, go watch that. You don't want to watch this because you'll be like, why? Just watch that movie, and then you can come back here. Okay. Her wine glass is much better than my wine glass. I have a little
big,
dainty one. Ooh.
It's got a squirrel.
There's our logo. That's a thing. Some real interesting title cards. Probably. And of course, I believe, was this quote from Stephen King?
I don't remember.
I think I say.
This one you do not.
Oh, I don't. I believe.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think I just got that one. Or maybe a friend of mine came up with that. Either way. So this is actually shot at, it's a park in the Cleveland area. It's like a nature reserve. Is where like this whole first part of the movie took place. We've been in that little building in the back. It's actually kind of cool. Like it's almost like they have like little displays and stuff back there. There's your first look at Reno, played by Reno. So actually the lead character's dog. We didn't know who we wanted to play this person when I first wrote it. She also was in one of our other movies, Linger. If you haven't watched that, check it out. Could be better, but it was a lot of work put into that. But she actually played one of the nurses. Very small part, so you wouldn't recognize her from it. She was one of the nurses from had a messed up Silent Hill face. Also, most of this movie was just shot either on a tripod or just pretty much bare hand. Like on these shots, I had like a little rig I think I used for this, and I just kind of put it on the ground. The rig actually broke some time filming this movie, this first part actually. So in the house, I kind of had to just hold the camera.
Reno, what's wrong?
Every time we had to have Reno run away, we actually had to hide Kristen.
Yeah.
In an area and have him run to her because he would not budge if she was standing next to him. So we actually had to shoot it in like certain little segments.
Yeah. And
like release him and he would run to her. So kind of a little deception there.
Yeah, this whole segment was really hard to film, and a lot of people have commented that the audio isn't the best on this. I did a lot of cleaning up. There were some things I really don't know what happened to the audio. We were kind of like, it's like not a lot of time, no budget, so that's kind of why it ended up being a little less than perfect. I feel people over-exaggerate when they complain about it. I don't really think it's all that bad, but this this is just there. We didn't make this. We found it. This is actually somewhat of the inspiration. When I saw this thing, it kind of inspired me. It's what snowballed the idea of this movie.
Because, I mean, it's pretty creepy. It's just in the middle of this woods. Yeah. It's this creepy little hut.
And to get Reno to actually get into this thing, Kristen was actually hiding. You can't see her at all, but she's hiding behind the hut, which is how we actually got him to just go into it. We like to say that Reno's the best actor we've ever worked. No offense to any of the other actors we worked with, but this dog was ridiculous. For the most part, he was ridiculously, which we'll point out more, easy to work with.
Yeah. So, and adorable. I mean, it's obvious.
And a lot of people asked, they could comment like, what does the hut and that mean? Kind of open for interpretation. That part is. So yeah, she takes him back in the Jeep, and she's
that,
kind of
mister?
scalding him because obviously Reno kind of represents her
Hey, I'm talking to you.
comfort.
Do that again, I'm gonna go back to
You know.
putting you on your leash. Come here.
But yeah, I mean, like, you know, I mean, just all of this was basically like first or second take. He just, the way he reacted was just, I mean, as a dog, but, you know, his reactions were basically exactly what I wanted, and he just kind of did the thing. Well, this will be a segment, you know, just basically music, which I did make the music for this film because I wanted something simple and just kind of like ambient, I guess. Ethereal.
Welcome to Ohio Construction.
Yep. Road's been in construction since 1991.
No lie. It literally has been, probably.
I've got comments say that for some reason this scene creeps people out. The garage opening. I'm like, it's a garage opening, but...
Yeah. I mean, the car gets close to the camera. I don't know.
But you've seen that. The people were saying that too. For some reason.
Yeah.
It was like uneasy. I mean, probably the music. I generally, when I do, I like, because YouTube is a monster for copyright, I either will use music that's directly from YouTube, because I used to pay or have other people do it, or I pay to get their music, but then it gets copywritten anyways, even though I have the rights, and then I'll dispute it with YouTube, and then YouTube will be like, they'll release it for like a month or two, and then it just gets copyright claimed again, which is why I had to stop using Jerry Bain's music in Hot Talk, because even though he gave me permission, and he would, you know, yeah, YouTube just keeps flagging it, so that's why. Just do our own thing, I guess. Which I'm no composer, but do what I can. And you can boil water on an electric stove. I don't...
Yeah, we got a few comments
about that. You can
about
do that. If you're that person, you can... That works.
Yeah, and that just happened. And the espresso cup is just the one she decided to pick.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really strange.
I mean...
It's actually her tea kettle. We didn't actually have a tea kettle, so we were like, shit, we need one. And she's like, oh, don't worry, I got him. She, like, loves tea. So she actually provided a tea kettle, which is funny. Yeah.
Some props provided by Kristen.
Mm-hmm. The scene used to be longer. Then I realized that was stupid, so I cut it down.
Like, we really need to see her make full on tea.
Wow.
No.
Well, I'm a big fan, and I get in trouble with that. I kind of like let scenes go on a little longer than they should. This scene originally in the closet, we had someone in there, and you'd kind of move it, but you either do it so subtle that you couldn't notice it, or to the point where it was just kind of hokey. And also, it didn't give to the point. Like, at this point, everything's kind of normal. It's when she goes to sleep is when everything kind of, when Reno gets lost. It's when shit kind of hits the fan. Mm.
I don't got nothing.
Hmm?
I don't got nothing. A lot of people make comments about, like, her being an old lady because of all the pills and the tea and everything like that. But honestly, that's just... Kristen loves drinking hot tea.
She doesn't have lots of pills, though.
She doesn't have a lot of pills. The pills were kind of like a thing, like, you know, she's got some issues, so
yeah,
that's basically why they were there.
Because the whole thing is about depression and that, which is, yeah.
And most of those bottles were filled with candy. They weren't actual pills.
Yeah, and this is another example of Reno just being such a good, like, this first take, she sat down in bed, and he just went, oh, I'm going to burrow myself in these covers right at your feet, like he always does at her house, and I'm just like, okay. Yeah, that photo, we, because originally someone else was supposed to play Chris in this, so we actually, when we found out that he wasn't going to do it, we had to just take that picture, run to Walmart, on the day of filming, mind you, and get the picture printed so we could put it in the photo frame.
A lot of last minute things, it seems to be, like, with our movies, because we have a lot of people that are very unreliable when it comes to coming into our movies. This
scene here, the dream sequence, I love, like, the old school, like, Italian horror movie lighting and stuff. And this movie didn't really call for it as much, but I had to put it in somewhere. So when I knew I needed to do a dream sequence. I'm like, that's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to be. I think we did light on the fog for this. So I think there's some, but light on it. Usually I just love
he
my
loves
fog.
his blues and reds.
Love my fog. I do. Loki.
Yeah. People comment that our creature looks like Loki.
The silhouette.
Yeah, because of
It's
his
in the
giant
window.
horns.
And that was like, we could have made it more prominent, but I wanted to make it subtle. I mean, definitely so you could see it, but, you know. Search for him, where she's like, oh, where's Reno? Oh, no.
Yeah. For most of these scenes, I actually had to carry Reno around because otherwise he would have gotten into scenes where he wasn't supposed to be in. So I literally had him like a little football under my arm.
He's very attached to the hip of Kristen.
Yes, like follows her everywhere.
Yeah, and this was we shot this entire movie in one day. We did a lot of prep work for it, but we shot it in one day. And we also used a lot of just the regular lighting of the house. We did, this, obviously for a scene like this, we use just the lights that were in there. But then, when it cuts, there is some additional lighting, some keys and stuff like that, just to make the scene look a little bit better.
And originally, Sarah was supposed to be played by another actress. And I was just reading the lines through with Kristen in order to figure out, the timing and stuff like that. And then we were going to have our other actress read the lines as well. And that actress bailed out on us as well. So it turned out to be me playing Sarah.
Now, I don't know. This right here, I don't know how many people actually see this, but if you look right, there's Chris. He's in the background. I wanted it to be super subtle. We don't cue it with music or anything. It's just the camera kind of sways over, and if you look, you see him. No one ever comments about it, though. And I feel like it's really creepy if you notice it. I mean, it actually, when editing it, I kind of forgot about it, honestly, because I was doing so many things, and it caught my eye, and it creeped me out for like a split second, because I forgot about it. So, I mean, to me, that kind of stuff, that's what's really effective to me in horror movies, is stuff that you're not pointed out, and it's just things that when you notice it, it's kind of like the moment.
Yeah.
And I love that kind of thing. I usually incorporated that a lot in different movies. As far as Sarah goes, we purposely never really say exactly what she is to Joan. Like if she's a friend, if she's a sister, maybe if she's something else. It's kind of up for you to decide. It's not really important per se. It's just important to know that they care about each other a lot.
Right. We did have Kristen have to reset the time on her phone numerous times just to get the times right. It was kind of little subtle things, little tweaks that we did on her phone.
Oh, the ghost monster. the sheep monster.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. So I don't know if that part got cut off or not, but so I wanted to do some kind of jump scare. So that's why this scene gets kind of jumpy, and I don't know, I'm personally creeped out by just the fact, I don't know, just something like this where you really can't see. Something's there, but you really can't see it. Originally we wanted to actually begin to fill the sheet with blood and for it to actually get progressively more bloody right in front of you, but with time constraints and the apparatus we had to do that just kept failing and making a mess, and we couldn't destroy this home. So
it's my home.
if you're a watcher of Haunt Talk, you might recognize the back shelves. This is where we used to film all of that stuff at. Fun fact. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, I don't like traditional things very much, like the music cue, but I just kind of said fuck it and did it anyways, I guess. I'm like, yeah. It's effective. Most people, we've shown it a few times, different places, and generally gets a good jolt out of people.
I made a fucking mistake, okay? I'm sorry. I can't keep
I mean, from the comments from people watching it, obviously it
It
did its job. So
And it's all after the first, because it happens more, but the rest isn't like supposed to be a jump scare. It's more of just like the music is rising, and like it's just supposed to build tension, really. This personally is probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie, because it came out. It's always nice when things come out really close to how you actually envision it, which when you're doing no budget films, that doesn't happen all that often. And I wanted this like kind of silence of just the water running and like kind of like revealing the past of Joan and Chris.
funny thing is our actress was actually hollering and saying things, even though, and then she realized there was not going to be any dialogue in this scene, and she was just going, "There's no dialogue. I don't know why I'm yelling."
If I can find the original clips, I might put them at the end of the video. Yeah, if there, I might not. I don't know. Yeah, no, should she take the pills? I don't know why pills would make someone be an old lady. Like, lots of young people, especially nowadays, they think they need to be on medication. But,
Yeah.
Oh, my shining moment. Yeah.
Yes, that is Josh being the
It was my voice.
911 operator.
I'm the operator. If you hear a little bit of background noise, that's the heater. It's fine.
Everything is fine.
Yeah. What's your emergency? You just sound so scared. Yeah.
If you didn't catch the sarcasm that's in his voice as the 911 operator, I mean, there's a lot of sarcasm.
Yeah, I think some people think that it's supposed to be realistic, but I mean, obviously, everything after she wakes up is supposed to be more and more surreal as the night goes on. So we weren't going for realism. Everything's very metaphorical here. And then, of course, we have Chris now. That shot creeps me out because he's just in the background. And Zach, he was a trooper. Michael, this is an actual name. We were just like, you're just going to have to chase some girl around in your underpants and be fucking creepy as shit. And he's like, sounds great. I'm like, okay. So, again, he was just supposed to play the creature. But someone else, the person that was supposed to play this character, dipped out. And I think he probably did a better job than the other person would have done anyways, to be honest. Oh, yes, and here we go. Everyone complains about the blood. It's too watery. Well, you know what? Oh, well. You get it. You get the point. We made the blood. And we make it to the right consistency. Like, thinned out, though. But
I mean, we want it to be able to flow because we do, put it through tubing and pumps and things like that to make sure that it, does what we want it to do. And it's really hard to get that consistency right. I mean, I think it looks fine, but, I mean...
More creature.
Yeah.
For some reason, those horns, they come out weird with the lighting and the thing. They look much different in person.
Yeah.
I had to do a lot of editing. You're scratching at the door.
He's actually wearing fingers that were used in another movie. If you've ever watched our other short film, Alone, there's a creature in there that's got some long fingers. And he's actually wearing the same little doodads on his fingers to make them super long. So we figured we'd use them again because nothing's creepier than somebody with long ass fingers.
And the mask goes on this guy's really impressive. We're going to show it off more here after we're done with the commentary. Because the guy that made it, which we'll talk about him more again, very talented. We're working on him for another project, but as you can kind of see the fingers here a little bit more. Cool. It took a long time to do this costume. It ended up actually being really cool. Of course, she kills herself.
Yeah.
And then, Reno being this is basically saying that everything that kind of perspired here
Was it real?
wasn't real per se. I mean, it's real in the sense that, her depression is very real and it's finally getting to her, which of course is what we're saying in this movie, and that you see everything's just kind of like back. So to her, the stuff was real. It says that she's still blind by her depression, that essentially she can't discern good from bad anymore, and everything is just swallowing her.
That's me. By the way, this is my house, too. Just so you know. This was filmed at my house.
Yeah. To get resourceful with locations, it's hard when you don't have like money to just give people and like, let's film here. We do find cool locations from time to time, but for something like this, you know, it's kind of like, well, we need a house. You have one of those. Let's do it. Let's just do it there. And then of course we get our final shot of her and the creature, death, depression, whatever, walking away. Essentially, you know, whatever it means to you is whatever it means to you. You know, did she give in to her depression? That's why she's walking. Is it death? You know, she's walking away with that. She's kind of, you know, monsters are real and ghosts are real too. I love this quote. They live inside us. Sometimes they win. You know, very, very, very relevant to the film. When I found that quote, I'm like, because the movie had already been filmed and everything, so that quote didn't actually like inspire me per se. But like when I found that, I'm like, well, that's fucking perfect. So, yeah.
Hi. So we thought we'd bring out a couple of our props that we used for Joan. He is obviously wearing the awesome mask that was made by AJ. Omni Freak, if you look him up on Facebook, and I think he has Instagram as well.
I'll put a link to those things in the description.
He makes awesome masks. He actually made some of these that you can buy.
Still?
If you're a juggalo, he has some made as juggalos as well.
This mask was actually made originally for that movie though. And so yeah, so you don't really get to see it that good actually in the film because it was always supposed to be sort of subtle. So, you know, this is like a little better look of it.
We wanted our creature to not look like he was trying too hard to be human. So we wanted like a human-like face, like he took somebody's face and was wearing it to look human.
Right.
I think it did the job.
Yeah. Which, yeah, and of course there's all kinds of different like metaphors and things you can take from the fact that this depression monster type of thing, if you will.
I'm nodding in agreement, and I think these horns are like about ready to fall off my head. So let's get to those. These things are really, really heavy, and I give props to Michael for wearing them. These are actually, I took styrofoam and tape and basically like cut, like, you know, those styrofoam tubes you could buy at the craft store. I cut them into pieces and just like curled them and then made them into points. As you can see, they're little points. And then I wrapped them in tape and painted them. And we wanted it to be more of like a bone-like because we wanted it to be part of the creature's body.
Right. Like
these horns were coming out of him. Unfortunately, the way that the lighting hit it, it kind of looked weird. Like a lot of people were saying he looked like Donnie Darko, like the bunny from Donnie Darko.
Which I mean,
or Loki.
Or Loki, which I mean, Loki had horns, so I mean.
Yeah, I mean
that's, I don't know. Yeah, we made them. Whatever.
Yeah.
We didn't just go to a store and buy them, right? We I mean, like we could, like for example, like this shit, like we could go to a store and buy something like this, but it upsets me to do that. I mean, yes, we didn't make this, but a friend made it, you know.
Right, like
you know, someone we know made it.
Yeah, we try to incorporate our friends' talents. We have a lot of talented friends that can make props, that have really cool locations, that can make masks, all that kind of fun stuff. I mean, talented people that can act, and we try to use them as much as we possibly can.
For sure.
And, you know, I mean, it's worked out for us so far, so why stop now?
Right. You know, and if you're someone that, you know, maybe you found our movies from whatever because you yourself are wanting to make movies, you know, just don't be discouraged by things. Just try, even if you think, oh, you know, it's not good enough. And that's another thing. Also, if you're a person that's like watching this and watched our video, constructive criticism's good, but there's a big difference between being a douchebag and, constructive criticism. So if all you need to put in your comment is, that was lame, or you suck, or, whatever kind of other weird offensive thing. I mean, there's even been some bestiality comments, which I delete that shit. I delete anything that's, like, insulting to anyone that besides myself, because, I wrote and, like, directed the thing for the most part. So I'm like, whatever. But, like, when people actually, like, insult, like, the actors and stuff like that, like, some people will say, like, bad acting. It's like, okay, well, I think that everyone in the film, I mean, you have to understand these people aren't professional actors, I mean, I think that Kristen and, Kim and Chris, mainly Kristen, because she's really the person that had the most speaking parts.
Yeah.
I think she did a really good job. I mean, this was the first film that she actually really acted, and actually had a speaking part. I thought she did phenomenal. Just saying, you got to judge what you're watching a little bit, too. Don't just go out and say just mean things to people. Just, I don't know if it makes you feel better about yourself. Now, if you want to say, like, some people are good. They'll be like, oh, I mean, the sound here is kind of bad. This was good. This was bad. This could have been better. That is fine. But don't just be personally insulting to anyone on any video on YouTube. I know that's like, everyone's going to do it because it's YouTube and keyboard warriors are the majority of the internet. But,
First.
But don't be discouraged by that if you're also making movies and if one of your videos actually starts to get a few views. Because, most of our movies get like a couple hundred to 1,000 at most views. I think our biggest short film up to this point was maybe about 2,000 views.
Yeah.
And it had been on there for years, Now this one's only been up for like 2 months and it's over 100,000. It's also got us 1,000 subscribers. So for everyone that has subscribed and liked the video, and gave constructive criticism, thank you very much for watching.
Yes.
Thank you for helping us get there. We hope we can get more subscribers. Hopefully, eventually, this video will look silly because we'll have a shit ton of subscribers and stuff, And I have to stop swearing because YouTube will demonetize that. And I actually got my monetization back. We used to monetize our stuff, and then they made us you had to have 1,000 subscribers. We always had enough watch time. We have like a 2-hour-long documentary that's been pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into haunted houses, make sure you check that out.
Yeah.
Put a whole bunch of links in the description below. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this long-ass video?
I just want to say thanks to everybody that's been watching our movies and, really supporting us. And any of the actors that have been in our movies, thank you. Because, I mean, it's really hard to find people that want to be in our movies. I mean, yeah, we're very low budget. We don't really, we're not a super studio. We're not going to be,
exactly.
paying millions and millions of dollars to people. Mostly, it's just friends who want to be in a movie and, want to get out there and get their name out there. And, I mean, thank you.
Yep,
We
thanks
appreciate
a lot.
it.
And if you want to contact us, if you're local or if you have ideas or just want to talk about anything film related or whatever, you can message us directly through Facebook. It's the easiest way. Comment. I generally respond to anything that it's a question or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, you can, if you find us on Facebook, we have a couple of different Facebook pages. We have a Spirit Light page that you can comment and message us through there. We also have our Haunted House Reviews. Haunt Talk has a page. If you want to make a comment or a suggestion for a place that we want to go to, make a comment there. Go like the page, message us. Let us know what you think.
And this channel is going to end up being a little bit of a catch-all, everything. I'm not going to go into everything because this video is already long. We're going to wrap it up here. But I think we will make another video later saying everything we plan on doing with the channel. We still have a lot going on, but we're organizing and we're going to be doing a whole bunch more content. Now that we've actually got a little bit of a follower base going. So we have ideas. We'll make a separate video about that. But just, stay tuned. Another reason to make sure you subscribe and stay subscribed because we're going to start doing a lot more short films and a lot of other content as well. But
so we have lots of things in the works.
Mm-hmm. But thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.